Okay guys, by now we've all grown to expect this. The gun control controversy is always made a big issue after a mass shooting. It's always the latest of many issues to be debated almost solely in terms of fixed perceptions with little or no examination of the hard facts. Media discussions of gun control are dominated by two factors: the National Rifle Association and the Second Amendment. But the overriding factual question is whether gun control laws actually reduce crimes in general or murder rates in particular. If, as gun control advocates claim, gun control laws really do control guns and save lives, there's nothing to prevent repealing the Second Amendment any more than there was anything to prevent repealing the 18th Amendment that created prohibition. But if the hard facts show that gun control laws do not actually control guns, but instead lead to more armed robberies and higher murder rates after law-abiding citizens are disarmed, then gun control laws would be a bad idea, even if there were no Second Amendment and no National Rifle Association. The central issue boils down to the question, what are the facts? Yet there are many zealots who seem utterly unconcerned about facts or about their own lack of knowledge of the facts. There are people who have never fired a shot in their life, who do not hesitate to declare how many bullets should be the limit to put into a firearms magazine. Some say 10 bullets, but New York State's recent gun control law specifies 7. Virtually all gun control advocates say that 30 bullets in a magazine is far too many for self-defense or hunting, even if they've never gone hunting and never had to defend themselves with a gun. This uninformed and self-righteous dogmatism is what makes the gun control debate so futile and so polarizing. Anyone who faces 3 home invaders, jeopardizing himself or his family, might find 30 bullets barely adequate. After all, not every bullet hits, even at close range, and not every hit incapacitates. Remember, you can be killed by a wounded man. These plain life and death realities have been ignored for years by people who go ballistic when they hear about how many shots were fired by police in some encounter with a criminal. As people in the military will tell you, they're not the least bit surprised by the number of shots fired. There are people who miss a stationary target at close range, even in the safety and calm of a pistol range. Now, we can't expect everybody to know that, but we can expect them to know that they don't know, and to stop spouting off about life and death issues when they don't have the facts. The central question as to whether gun control laws save lives or cost lives has generated many factual studies over the years. But these studies have been like the proverbial tree that falls in an empty forest and has been heard by no one. Certainly not by zealots who have made up their minds and don't want to be confused by the facts. Most factual studies show no reduction in gun crimes, including murder, under gun control laws. A significant number of studies shows higher rates of murder and other crimes under gun control laws. How can this be? It seems obvious to some gun control zealots that if no one had guns, there would be fewer armed robberies and fewer people shot to death. But let's face it, nothing is easier than to disarm peaceful, law-abiding people. And nothing is harder than to disarm people who are neither peaceful nor law-abiding, especially in a country with hundreds of millions of guns already out there that are not going to rust away for centuries. When it was legal to buy a shotgun in London in the middle of the 20th century, there were very few armed robberies there. But after British gun control zealots managed over the years to disarm virtually the entire law-abiding population, armed robberies became literally 100 times more common, and murder rates rose. Now, one can cherry-pick the factual studies or cite some studies that have subsequently been discredited, but the great bulk of the studies show that gun control laws do not, in fact, control guns. On net balance, they do not save lives, but cost lives. Gun control laws allow some people to vent their emotions, politicians to grandstand, and self-righteous people to make a statement, but all at the cost of other people's lives. What do you personally think about gun control laws? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Guys, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. If you want to support the work I do here, head on over to my store and pick up one of these hard-hitting, conversation-starting shirts that are pretty much guaranteed to provoke thought and spark dialogue as we continue to educate people about what's actually going on in the world today and how these issues directly affect us as individuals. You'll find the link to the store in the description below, and you can use the 5 off promo code to get your discount. Until next time, remember what Thomas Edison said: Opportunity is missed by most people because it's dressed in overalls and looks like work. Let's roll up our sleeves and do the work that it's going to take to change this world. I'll see you guys in the next video.